GCC area.
Your Excellency, I'm sure that my viewers will be so heartened when you say that political reform is inevitable.
Absolutely.
And in Libya, they have stopped the political reform. They're dealing with oppression.
Yeah.
But what is your solution in Panacea for the kind of unrest you now find in Bahrain? What kind of political reform are you going to offer, your government is offering?
According to the demands of the people. In the past, let me go back. Bahrain has always got used to dialogue that leads to serious reform. If we go back to the early 70s, a dialogue led to a constituents assembly that wrote our constitution in 1973 and ended up with parliament. Parliament was suspended later on in 1975. Again, we got into a long era of economic success but political stagnation. So 1995, unrest started coming back, people demanding freedoms and democracy in Bahrain. So in 1999, the year 2000, another dialogue, the National Action Charter, repaved the way for amending the constitution, reintroducing parliament, freedom of press, freedom of assembly, in every way. Now, 10 years later, we're celebrating it, but definitely people always have demands. And the demands of the people are what to be discussed. It's not that the government will come and put a book on the table and tell them this is what you can discuss and that's it. No. There are demands about constitutional amendments and reform. There are demands about empowering the elected assembly more than the appointed chamber. There is the demand for full accountability of the government. These are all on the table.
What I find interesting...
But to have that come put on the table, on the cover, and then we see some bigger thing happening to us, it's something that we need to deal with first and make sure the country is safe and the people are aspiring for political development.
What I find interesting is that you belong to a generation of modern Arab leaders who believe in modernity. Yesterday, you always communicate on Twitter. Here is a card, and your Twitter address is on the card. But yesterday, you went on your Twitter, you had a short message of 140 characters, and you said that Kuwait's mediation between your government and the Wafaq group, the main Shia group that is agitating on the streets, is not acceptable. This despite the fact that Kuwait is one of the important GCC countries that came to your help and rescue in the situation. So why have you rejected that offer?
No, I didn't. If you read the tweet and go back and advise the viewers to see the tweet, we did not reject anything. We said it's untrue, completely untrue.
Kuwait didn't offer it?
No. What Kuwait, in the beginning, during the month of waiting for the people to come to the dialogue, there were a lot of good officers from Kuwait to ask them to go to the dialogue table. So when the situation deteriorated and we had the national safety law, which is below martial law, Kuwait did not have any offer after that. So I was telling the world that any talk of a Kuwaiti mediation in Bahrain is untrue. There was some efforts before the national safety law and ended. That's all I said. But we're not reject. How come we reject anything from a country like Kuwait, which is an ally? But definitely nothing of that sort happened, and Kuwait knows that this is a Bahraini issue, and the government and people of Bahrain are capable of dealing with it.
I understand.